Today's video is about how to transition from headstand to a handstand. This transition requires strength and balance. But the better your technique and more precise your timing, the less strength is required. More to that later. Let's get right into it. Well, the prerequisites for this move are headstand and handstand. Surprise, surprise. I would say that your handstand doesn't have to be perfect, but your headstand for sure should be. Check out this headstand tutorial, I leave the link in the description below. What's super important to master this transition is to keep your body tight and all muscles engaged. Like this you will learn it faster and reduce your risk for injuries. Generally, don't train this move cold, always have a proper warm-up. This move will be straining your wrists and all muscles, tendons and ligaments in your whole upper back and neck region, so really take care of yourself. Now let's come to the steps. Let's divide them into 4. Step number 1 is the starting position, mastering the headstand fundamentals. You start in a stable tripod headstand with your head and hands forming a solid base. In this step we are focusing on mastering various positions. The aim is to feel absolutely comfortable in any way. That's why try to elevate both legs while they are stretched out, open, closed, whatever. The more different positions you train, the more different muscle groups are also engaged, which will make this transition at the end of the day also easier. Well, there is no need to exaggerate, but you will know when it's time to move to the next step, which is the leg push. In this step, you swing up your legs as if you want to end up in a handstand. What we learn in this step is not only the leg motion, but also the shift of balance. I mean, just have a look. If you are in this beginning position, your weight is shifted more into one direction. While if you have your legs up, the point of balance changes. You start with your legs bent and close to your body, and then you push up explosively. Also push up with your hips. Helpful exercises for this step would be, for example, to pull up with straight legs or do the actual move in slow motion. Step 2.5, if you want, would be to push up with your arms. With your legs the way they are, this is practically impossible or just extremely tough. But the aim would be to train your upper body as well and prepare yourself for the next step, which is finding the momentum between pushing up with your legs and pushing up with your arms. This is of course the most difficult step of all. What makes this transition very difficult is not what many people think, the lack of strength, but more the shift of balance. The aim of this step is to be perfectly synchronized with the push of your legs or lower body and the push of your upper body. If one of both is pushing too early or too late, it will be unbelievably more difficult. Also unnecessarily. That's why you have to train and train and train this synchrony. I would also recommend to do this step against the wall, just for your mental comfort and safety and support. I can immediately tell you that you will fall as soon as you even slightly reach the handstand, but that's completely normal. To fix that, we have the last step. Step number 4. Staying solid after pushing up. How do you do that? I struggled with the same problem, and how I fixed it quite easily was with simply stretching out both arms and legs. Stretching out all of your extremities basically forces you to keep body tension. And the second thing you must be aware of is the transfer of your weight from your head to your hands. From the beginning position to the handstand is a huge shift of balance. That's why you also had all these previous steps as preparation. Obviously, your head moves closer to your hands. A sign that you are almost there is if you can do a handstand walk after landing. Alright, now some quick tips. Tip number 1, keep your feet together throughout the whole movement. Tip number 2, as I already said, squeeze every single muscle in your body to maintain stability. Tip number 3, to further avoid injuries from falling, learn techniques such as the wheel out. Tip number 4 is to make the transition easier, build strength through progressive training and exercises like pike holds and wall handstands. Push-ups and similar are of course highly beneficial as well. And tip number 5. As soon as you get up, look directly between your hands to help control balance. Remember, mastering this transition takes time and consistent practice. Stay patient, focus on your technique, and you will nail the headstand to handstand transition in no time. Stay healthy and see you next time.